Hello, Manfred. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Hello, Sicho. Good evening and welcome.
Right. It's good to see you again. Now, let's get straight into it. The last time we spoke, that was after Qatar were testing the facility, the Lusail Stadium there to see if it was ready for the World Cup. There were a few complaints about little details that many thought should be fine-tuned. 3 weeks on, do you have any confirmation or information as to whether those things have been fine-tuned and if Qatar is better ready than they were before 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, thank you, Sicho. I can confidently tell you that since the last time we spoke, Qatar has done a lot to make sure that they are in a ready state of mind. I saw it in a few days ago that all the 20,000 volunteers have been brought down to Qatar, and intense preparation and training on the field, unlike the other time, has begun and they are still on it. With arrangements to transport, just today, just this afternoon, just
Transport there, that's exciting because if fans are going to come to if the World Cup is going to be exciting, the fans need to get in there. People were complaining about how to get into Qatar. How are the arrangements going and how do people get into Qatar?
Well, the main route you can use to gain admission to Qatar is by buying a ticket. So with a ticket, you can apply. You can use the ticket to apply for a hair card, and with that hair card, you have access to Qatar.
What's a hair card, Manfred?
The hair card is a special card which has been implemented by the Supreme Council for Sports and Delivery, and that will be operated outside of the normal visa procedure because they don't want to combine the two. So instead of having a normal visa, you'll be given an entry permit. So with your ticket, you can apply for the hair card, and with the hair card, you can apply for entry permit into Qatar. So just this afternoon, a lot of work has been done on it, and from 1st October, anyone with international hair card will be admitted into Qatar.
All right. I want to ask this one quick one then. If somebody has a visa which is not the hair card from 1st November, is that visa going to be affected if it is not already there and the person still has an opportunity of entering Qatar? Would the person need a hair card or a match ticket to be able to enter Qatar?
Well, if you have a previously given visa, that is fine. You can use that. But from now on, the government is saying that they've stopped giving visa for visitors. So as a normal visitor, you'll not be allowed into the country unless you have a ticket. And with that, with your hair card, you can come into the country without any issue.
All right, let's talk about transportation then. Qatar or Doha is a beautiful city, but many are questioning whether it has what it takes to host over 2 million spectators who will be coming there to watch the World Cup. Key amongst those, concerns were about transportation. Manfred, what are we looking at in terms of transportation in Qatar?
Well, luckily, just this afternoon, the government released a couple of guidelines to make sure that in terms of transportation, there's going to be free flow and people are not going to suffer. So with that, two airports are going to be used. The Hamad International Airport and the Doha International Airport are going to be used to welcome visitors. So from the airport, once you land, we have a couple of transport modes which you can use to get to your hotel or to the fan zones or to the your various accommodation. So we have shuttle buses, we have the Doha Metro, we have taxis, and the hail services like Uber and Karim, which is a local application app where you can use to book taxis. And then, of course, if you have your private people to pick you up, then it's all good. And apart from that, the Doha city center, which is known as the Punish Street, from 1st November is going to be blocked off, which means because that's where all the vehicles are supposed to pass through to majority of the stadiums, apart from the ones which are on the northern side, which is the Al Jamnout Stadium and the Al Tumama Stadium. So with the about 7 stadiums located on the Conch side, the street is going to be blocked off to ensure free flow of transport and vehicles. Apart from that, we have a plate management system where a certain type of vehicles, like the public transports, will be allowed to operate on that road. Emergency services will be allowed to operate on that road. And if you have only one vehicle, you also be allowed on that road. Apart from that, all what we call it the black plate numbers are going to be blocked, which is going to ensure that the street is going to be free for vehicles to flow to forestall any dense traffic situations.
Thank you very much, Manfred. But let's talk about another crucial thing there. When I get into Qatar, for sure I have to find somewhere to sleep. What is the situation with accommodation? It's one of the things that mainly we're concerned about yet again. There are other also reports coming through that many would want to lodge in Dubai and then fly into Qatar on the days their countries are playing because there is lack of accommodation or otherwise it's become expensive in Qatar. What's the situation?
The situation has really improved from the last time we spoke. We've been made to understand that about 65,000 rooms have been added from the last for about 3 weeks now. So the situation has vastly improved. Just today, I saw a couple of adverts advertising for rooms with rate going around $100, which is a far cry from 3 weeks ago. And as you said, most of the fans have chosen to be in Dubai and travel, or even in Saudi, which is close by, and travel on match days to Qatar. So with that combination of systems, it has eased a bit in terms of accommodation.
All right. And also we are hearing that there's private accommodation, which means that people can accept visitors into their own accommodation space. Is that the case?
Yes. So just last week, the Supreme Council inaugurated what they call the 1+3 policy. So with the 1+3, if an international ticket holder has a ticket, what it means is that he can bring along 3 people to come and stay with them in the single accommodation. If you have a private accommodation like what we do here, it means that I can also allow you to stay with me.
I want to get this clarity. You're saying that if I am traveling and I've got a ticket, I've also got the liberty to come to Qatar with 3 more people.
Exactly.
So to come and stay in my residence, even though they don't have tickets.
Yes, exactly. It's called the 1+3 policy. So with every ticket holder, who also have a haircut, it means that you can bring along 3 people or invite along 3 people to come and stay with you. Just last week, one thing about this whole process is that it keeps changing. Just last week, residents were also eligible to invite 3 people under the same 1+3 policy, but it has been changed. We hope that maybe they will change their mind, which will ensure that more people will be invited and have the opportunity to come and partake in the World Cup party.
Great stuff there. Thank you very much, Manfred. But I want to ask you one final question then. And the answer, very much, I'm looking for a yes or no answer. I did this drill with my panel, or my guests last week. And the question is simple, Manfred. Is Qatar ready to host the world?
Yes, we are ready.
Qatar, Manfred. We'll catch up when I get there. Thank you very much for your time. So that was Manfred who joined us all the way from Qatar. Already buzzing and looking forward to cheer the Black Stars. He's in his shirt.
Encouraging. Like he said, yes, we are ready.
Yes.
He's in it.
He's in it. He's been there for all these years. Yeah. He feels a part of, what Qatar is doing.
Saying that, yes.
Yeah, and all the information is given there is, if you like, positive news.
Fresh news. I mean, I'm happy about the 65,000 extra rooms. That's a bonus. You go on social media and people are crying, looking for extra rooms. $100. Wow.
Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, that's
a proper tournament rate.
That's the lowest I've heard.
Yeah.
Because in South Africa, approximately the lowest rates were around that. Brazil roughly the same, but Qatar was very high, and now we have cheaper rates, which means that yes, if you have extra cash, you want to take some friends along, as you rightly asked, and make sure you have the right, documentation, so you're not deported. You can share an apartment with 3 or 4 friends, but abide by the rules. Very strict rules.
Crucial. You've got to abide by the rules. I should have asked them that. What if I'm just one man, I've got the ticket? Can
2 ladies.
Can I take 3 ladies?
You can't. Well, you ask him next week.
All right. Okay. So
Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup Finals. Welcome to the big countdown.